Hello, hello, hello. This is Alexander coming to you with a weekly wisdom call. Got my shamanic hat on, aka Santa hat. But really and truly, the lineage of this hat is from the indigenous people of Northern Europe. This is a shamanic hat, not unlike the colors, the red and the white of the Amarita muscaria, which they would have gathered at this time of year, the magic mushroom, under the boughs of the evergreen tree, these gifts that they would find under the tree, and then hang them in stockings by the fire to dry them out. And then the shaman of the tribe would wear red and white and go with a sack and deliver these magic mushrooms around to people. And they would have visions with their reindeer, flying with their reindeer. You know, can't make this stuff up. This is the real origins of this Santa Claus tradition, is a shamanic lineage from Northern Europe, the indigenous peoples there. So we are in the week of the Queen of Spades, in this book of life and this ancient knowledge that was hidden in plain sight in a deck of 52. 52 cards, 52 weeks in the year. No surprises. And each week is symbolized by one of these energy patterns. And when we know what it is, we know how to more effortlessly navigate through our week with much less friction, much less turmoil, much more harmony, well-being, and ease, being in tune with the currents of life's energy. So this week, the energy is symbolized by the Queen of Spades. And the suit of spades is the suit of consciousness. The spade itself is an acorn. And the acorn is a symbol of the pineal gland, or the third eye. So, whenever we have spades present, we're talking about what is our consciousness. What are we imagining? What are we envisioning? What do we see with our inner eye? And then how do we activate that vision in our life? The Queen is the icon that has been placed on top of the number 12. And the number 12 is symbolized in sacred geometry as the golden rectangle. We have the icon of the Queen. It's the symbol of perfection. Everything is harmoniously woven in this golden spiral to come together perfectly. However, we may be trying to make everything too perfect. Hey, Marty. And then we may get stuck in some perfectionism. So, in this week, I encourage you to be on the lookout for trying to make everything too perfect, trying to force everything to be in alignment the way you imagine it should be. And then, if that's happening, you may exhaust yourself trying so hard to make everything perfect. So that's one of the dangers that happens when this Queen of Spades energy is present, as she is this week in our collective quantum field. In this 51st week of the year, she is the 51st card in the deck. So this is the energy that's afoot. And we have not seen things that way, right? It's a bit like I'm telling you the earth is round when you believe that the earth is flat. I'm telling you that there's energy present all around us that's symbolized by this, and that may be a new way of looking at things for you, right? To understand and realize that time is not vacuous, time is not empty, that time actually has substance, and that time actually has a frequency. There is a vibrational reality out of which our time is constructed. Use like different energy movements, like if you've ever seen a sine wave or a musical wave, and the different segments of these vibrations are what constitute our time. so that time itself is constructed of vibrational energy patterns. I know maybe I'm getting a little deep on that, but this is what we're doing when we're talking about the Queen of Spades. We're talking about consciousness and tuning into the deeper meaning of consciousness. So how can we be in alignment with the deeper frequencies of our life? This is the open invitation for us in this week of the Queen of Spades. Because that is truly how we will make things perfect, is by becoming consciously aligned with the energy frequencies of life. Tuning into the currents and the waves so that we can be a happy surfer on the waves of life, not struggling against the current. That's the danger. Struggling against the current and exhausting ourselves trying to make it as we think it should be, rather than in a Zen perspective, settling in and witnessing the perfection of life as it is. And this is the invitation for us with this Queen of Consciousness present. How can we see the perfect unfolding of everything as it is? How can we see the perfect timing? How can we see the perfect consciousness? We might say the divine consciousness. How can we witness what is and appreciate it as the perfect arising of what is in each moment? It's a very Zen way of looking at things. Everything is Zen. Everything is perfect in its own right, even as it's unfolding and becoming and shifting and moving. There is perfection in that. And that's what we're asked by life to see. And this is what I invite you to see, to tune into the perfection that's present right now, rather than get lost in and swept up in the stress and anxiety of how you think it should be. And so that's the shift. And I promise you that life is smarter than you. Reality knows more than you do. Being, with a capital B, being is bigger and wiser than your human being. And so the invitation for us is to tune in to the deeper, wiser truth all around us. In a Christian way of saying it, Jesus said, "I and the Father are one." I am in tune with all that is, and all that is playing out through me in a harmonious way. Wouldn't that be nice? All that is playing out through me in a harmonious way. Another famous expression we have is, "Thy will be done." Not my will, but thy will be done. And so this might be your open prayer this week. How can I open myself to see the bigger possibility that's present, and how can I allow that to come through and emerge into my life? How can I see what's possible here? You might be pleasantly surprised. And I encourage you to take advantage of this energy that's present, this Queen of Spades, to consciously pause and ask yourself what you see here. What do I see here? What's possible here? What's the unfolding potential here? And take a deep breath and breathe into that possibility to see the big picture, to see the big potential. It's liberating, it's refreshing, and it means you get to exercise your free will in harmony with a much bigger harmony, so that you have a much bigger force of energy that's behind you, supporting you to exercise your free will. And with that, it's like having the wind beneath your wings or the wind in your sails. What is life unfolding here? What is the bigger possibility here? And then acting with that consciousness for your business, for your romantic relationship, for your family. What is the highest and greatest good here? What's the bigger possibility? And how can I act in alignment with that? And that will liberate you from the exhaustion and the fatigue and the struggle of trying to do it all by yourself and feeling like you're too small and insignificant and can't get it done, can't roll that boulder up the hill. How can I tune in to the bigger possibility of life? What is life doing here? What's unfolding here? What's the deeper potential here? And I choose to act in harmony with that. And that's what I invite you all to do, to choose to act in harmony with the deeper potential of your life and see how that propels you forward into your success. Have fun, everyone. Enjoy the game of your life. May you live your life like it's your favorite game to play.